painting to photography, from beadwork to woodworking, KQAL FM on the campus of Winona State University presents Art Beat. Art Beat highlights the work and accomplishments of local artists from in and around Winona. Support for Art Beat is made possible by the Minnesota Arts and Cultural Heritage Fund.
Today on Art Beat, we speak with local artist Julia Kopperud, who recently had an exhibition at No Name Bar and has completed a mural at Two Fathoms Brewing here in Winona. Julia is a visual artist specializing in acrylics and mosaics, but her creative energies don't stop there. Julia also dabbles in many other mediums, and I'm not talking fortune-telling here. Or am I? Oh well, I'll let her tell you all about that later. I'm Lucy Severson, here with local artist Julia Kopperud, today on Art Beat. We are here today with local artist Julia Kopperud. How are you doing today, Julia?
I'm doing pretty awesome. I'm happy to be here.
So excited to have you here. Fun fact for you guys, me and Julia graduated together. We've gone to school together for a long time. And she was obviously my first pick for my first episode of Art Beat because she does some amazing paintings and all kinds of projects too. So we can get right into the questions here. My first being, what's your favorite kind of art to create?
I love anything with color, texture, movement. Kind of been playing around with different mediums lately. Painting used to be my go-to, but I'm finding more and more that I really like 3D mediums. I've been using sculpting media and other crazy things like expanding foam sealant, but really been enjoying those types of art lately.
Cool. Yeah, I've been stalking your Instagram, as one does, and I've been seeing a lot of your three-dimensional stuff, and it is amazing. I saw the mirror you did.
Yes.
That was so cool.
Love that.
Do you have like a favorite piece of art that you've created recently?
Oh my goodness. I don't know if I can choose. Every time I make something new, it's my new favorite. I would have to say I am working on a commission right now, and I'm using gravel as a medium for form, and I'm having a lot of fun with it. I think it's going to be my new favorite. I love the color palette I've got going on. I'll probably be posting it within the month, so that's going to be my new favorite for sure.
Yeah, that sounds very interesting. Can't say I've ever seen gravel art before, so yeah, she always has something unique, that's for sure. And where can people find your art?
So my Instagram is @conveying_creativity.
Yeah, just Instagram. Do you have a website or anything?
I'm currently working on a website, and I am hoping to have it up and ready to go by 2025. Amazing.
Yeah. That should be fun.
I'm so excited.
Yeah, so look forward to that, you guys. Where does your inspiration come from?
So many different things. I want to say mostly nature. I love anything that, I don't know, just represents life, and definitely nature. I think a lot of inspiration also comes from movement. Like I love the way the brush feels in my hand, and I love getting a little crazy with it and making whatever shapes and forms my arms lead me to. I don't know.
Yeah, that's a very interesting take because, everybody sees art differently. And personally, I love, drawing some lines, seeing where it takes me. So I think the best kind of art comes from stuff like that where, you just kind of listen to the brush, right?
Yeah. I do what feels right, and most of the time I end up liking what's being created. So
and that gives you like a lot of cool textures too.
Oh my goodness, yes. I like to think of art as just playing and experimenting. I feel like a kid in a sand pit, I'm just
for sure.
doing whatever feels fun and right, whatever gives me mental stimulation and satisfaction.
Exactly. And people can actually buy your art, right?
Yeah. I've got some pieces for sale up at Two Fathoms at the moment. I also kind of bounce around from place to place and put stuff up. I've got stuff at Art and Soul currently. I occasionally put things up at Acoustic, and I'm looking into putting things up at other local businesses as well.
Awesome. Julia Kopperud art tour. Like,
Yes.
Everybody get on that.
Be there or be square.
Exactly. Next up I have for you, how long have you been creating art?
Oh golly. It's been probably since preschool. I don't know.
Yeah.
I think I really started clicking into it around 5th grade. My grandma showed me what painting was, and she taught me some basic techniques and color work, and I've kind of been attached to that ever since. I think in high school, probably freshman year, I really felt the need to create, and that's when things started picking up quite a bit. I was always making something.
Cool. I actually remember this. I can verify that it is true. Julia is always making an art piece, and it's a very fun process to spy on.
Yes. Can catch me across the room.
Yes.
In class, doodling.
What are some of your favorite artists?
There's, I want to say I like a lot of collage artists, multimedia artists. I honestly don't gravitate to like specific artists rather than I do styles.
Yeah.
I'd say locally, I really do like Joy Labs. Sarah Johnson from the Winona Color Project. She's super inspiring the way she puts herself out there and brings the community together for creating things, and I think she's very inspirational. Same with Haley Haxton, honestly. Like, that's a different media of art. Mm-hmm. But it's her energy around her art that I think is very inspiring. She's very passionate. She has a lot of drive and is just always up to something, always creating, and I love that. I love seeing that.
Yeah, for sure. Not to get too off topic, but I see the pictures she takes. Especially there was one where this plane flew overhead.
Oh my!
And I
goodness.
was like, oh my gosh, this is amazing.
It's insane.
Yeah,
I
hopefully I can wrangle both of them and get them on an episode of Art Beat. That would be amazing. So maybe stay tuned for that, guys.
Yes.
I'm dying to ask you, even though we probably already covered this a little bit, but what would you say your favorite mediums are?
I'm really, really feeling expanding foam sealant right now. I know that's not like a typical medium that artists use. Usually home builders would use that, or construction workers, whatever. But I've really just been playing with it lately and getting my hands real dirty and poking at it while it dries. And I don't know, something about it is so satisfying.
So for people who have not done their research, such as myself, by expanding foam sealant, is this like the stuff that you see, at the bases of like houses and stuff?
Yes.
Okay, just wanted to make sure.
Yes.
Interesting, yeah. That sounds pretty fun to mess around with, for sure.
It is. Throw some paint on top and it's a done deal.
For sure.
I'd say my second favorite medium will always be paint. Mm-hmm. So it's just so versatile.
Yeah.
And yeah, a lot you can do with it. So.
And you mostly use acrylic paint, correct?
Yes. I have been mixing in other mediums to my paint to give it more texture. You can use like baking soda and salt and sugar and all sorts of different things to create other textures. I'm thinking about even playing around more and just like adding things that make no sense. Like, what would happen if I added dirt or sand?
Exactly. Give it that natural feel, right? You heard it here, guys.
Mm-hmm.
What advice would you say for people who are just really starting to pick up on their art and discovering their passion for it?
Yes. Just keep making things. I think the beginning of this year is when I really decided that I wanted this to be a potential full-time career. And all I did was I just started making things every single day and posting them and just putting myself out there and being confident and talking about my art. And, you know, people kind of naturally follow that sort of stuff. And the more you practice, the more you create, the better you get, the more confident you get, the more your style develops, the more you learn, the more you grow. Just keep making stuff.
Totally. I have kind of a different question for you.
Yeah.
But what would you say is your favorite place, your favorite space where you create the art?
Definitely nature. I love to just lug all my stuff out to the woods and plop down by a tree, and I don't know, it's so peaceful, and once in a while there'll be critters that don't notice I'm there and they come right up and get spooked by me. But I love the serenity, I love the peace, I love just observing everything around me, the colors, the textures. It's very inspiring. Yeah.
You're a regular Snow White.
Naturally.
Yes, you heard it here. How would you say your art has evolved over the years?
Oh, it's evolved. It's evolved a lot. Golly, I think my freshman year, so about 6 years ago, I mostly started with just kind of like expressionism. I was mostly painting thoughts and feelings. And now it's gradually turned into more, nature-based things, more things that I find beautiful and beautiful emotions that I want to create, ideas, thoughts, feelings. I think my art has gone from being a lot more introspective to a lot more what would you call that? Introspective versus extrospective. Is that a word?
You know, close enough.
Yeah. It's gone from internal to external.
Yeah.
I'm painting a lot more external subject matter, and I even combine the internal subject matter as well. And I think that adds a very ethereal, surreal touch to things. Yeah.
For sure. So would you say that your art kind of not like has an overall message, but, you know, that there's certain pieces that have some meaning that might overlap?
Oh, absolutely. Golly, I think altogether my art definitely represents just my experience, what I'm feeling, what I'm admiring, what I'm seeing, what I'm thinking even. I think overall, message-wise, there is a lot to do with perspective and just observation, being present. It's kind of what I'm going with.
Yeah, for sure. What is next for you as an artist, do you think?
Well, I'm currently working on some concept designs for a new mural down at Two Fathoms Brewing.
Cool.
I'm also planning on building that website and officially registering as a business.
Yes.
So lots of big things in the works, but I've got some things to figure out structure-wise and formatting and organizationally, but I think that those are the big things right now. Those are the big goals. Website, business, murals, putting more of my stuff out there.
Awesome. I saw a little bit of that mural that you did or that you're working on for Two Fathoms.
Yeah.
And what would you say, what inspired you to create that kind of art?
So that one's interesting, actually. It was quite a process. Originally, there was an artist who was working on it before me. Her name is Danny Smith. She's a local tattoo artist. She recently moved to La Crosse to work more on her career, but she had started the mural. She laid out the scenery, the foreground, and the color palette, which allowed me to go in there and just wreak havoc upon it, add my pizzazz, whatever. It was definitely, so Danny helped inspired the beginning parts of it, and then I think the rest of it was honestly just creative emotion based. I wanted to create something that felt very interactive and joyful and bright, and I wanted people to kind of be drawn in by it, you know? From afar, it kind of looks more simplistic, but then the closer you get, the more details, the more movement, the more color. Yeah, definitely inspired by just overall a feeling of happiness.
For sure. Would you say that Winona has like a pretty good overall art scene?
Honestly, I haven't. I think the art scene is growing quite a bit right now in Winona. Yeah. I've noticed more and more artists are getting their stuff up at local businesses. More and more murals are popping up. More and more community-based events are happening. I would say right now it's a good art scene. It's better than it was, at least. And I'm excited to see how it grows over the next couple of years. I'm excited to be a part of it. Yeah, really, really looking forward to seeing Winona grow and seeing artists within Winona grow.
Awesome. Well, that's all I have for you. Could you remind the listeners one more time what your Instagram handle is?
Yeah, you can find me at conveying_creativity on Instagram.
Amazing. Thank you for coming in today, Julia. We are so happy to have you and excited to see what the future holds for your art.
Yes, thank you. I'm so happy you gave me this opportunity. I'm grateful for that.
For sure. We have an elite lineup of artists, thanks to Julia, who gave us some recommendations. So, super excited to see where Artbeat goes this semester.
Yeah.
Thanks again to Julia Kopperud for joining us today on Artbeat. For more information on Julia and her art, check out her Instagram at conveying_creativity. For more conversations on art, tune into Artbeat Tuesdays at 12:30 right here on 89.5 KQAL. For podcasts of Artbeat and other KQAL original programming, go to kqal.org. I'm Lucy Severson, and we've been talking with Julia Kopperud today on Artbeat.
Artbeat is written and produced by KQAL FM on the campus of Winona State University. Visit us on the web at kqal.org.